One of the most common questions that I get asked when live streaming is, Squid, how do you pick your main zones? What do I shoot out of my main zones? What do I shoot out of my exterior zones? How do I deal with solo zones? And you know, it's such a big topic, and I explain it so much that I figured I might as well make a video for you guys on it. Now, I really hope that this video is going to help out a ton of people, and I would strongly suggest maybe taking some notes and staying until the end, because I don't want you guys to miss out on any information at all, and if you do miss out on any information, it can and very well will mess up your herd management. Now, in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to pick your main zones, what to shoot out of your main zones, what to do with the rest of your zones, aka your exterior zones, how to deal with solo zones, and overall, I guess I would just call this a zone guide for Great One grinding. So first things first, I'm assuming you've watched one of my how to spawn any Great One guides or one of my herd management guides, and you've already found all of your zones, and now you're wondering what do you do next. So the very first thing that I would recommend doing is beginning to shoot down your map. You don't even have to worry about finding your main zones at this point. I would recommend grabbing a weapon, going out and just shooting deer. Now I'm using the mule deer grind as an example, which is probably the most popular grind in the game right now. So I would recommend setting it to your species drink time and going out and shooting shooter deer. Now a shooter deer will vary depending on what grind you're doing. If you've watched a Great One guide for the specific species that you're grinding, I'm assuming you already know what your shooter deer is. For the mule deer, it's the midweights and above. For the fallow deer, it's any deer that has a maximum estimate of 150 or bigger. For the red deer, it's the level 5s and above. Same thing goes for bears. So it does vary depending on the grind, and this isn't a whole Great One guide, so I'm assuming you already know what that is. So what I want you guys to do is go out and start shooting any shooter deer that you've found. Leave all of the small deer or the non-shooter deer. There's a decent blonde right there. And in this process of just kind of running around and slowly beginning your herd management, keep your eyes out for zones that you like. Now a zone that you would like is a zone just like this one. You guys seen I had a tripod up here. Very wide open area, absolute piles of deer, compared to zones like this that are more thick around the zones, kind of more of a challenge to get a tent placed down, in zones with just less animals in general. Once you've found like 3 or 4 zones that you like, simply walk up to the water's edge, drop a waypoint on your drink zone, run 164 meters in the opposite direction, and place down your tripod. Now this may vary depending on the visibility of the zone. This is a zone that I'm working on getting shot down because it's, as you can see, very thick. And then after that, run about 200 meters back and place down your tent. Now you're set up. Congratulations. Now if this is a main zone that you know you want to continue grinding off of, you really like this zone, you want to possibly even spawn your Great One in it, go ahead and just start shooting every single male that spawns into this main zone or any other main zone that you're set up at, unless it is a diamond. Just leave those diamonds on your map for now. I'm going to explain that here in a little bit. As for now, every single male, even if it's a quote non-shooter deer, dies. If you leave non-shooter deer in your main zones, you're just treating it like an exterior zone. A lot of people get confused there. That's quite literally backwards herd management. Say for example you're doing the mule deer grind and you spawn a level 2 in your main zone. Don't leave it, shoot it. Why would you leave a small deer in your main zone? The whole point of leaving small deer in your exterior zones is to make it so that way bigger deer respawn more consistently in your main zones, and you won't get any spawns if you're leaving males that are 100% supposed to be shot in your main zones. The only reason that you would ever, and I mean ever, leave a male in your main zones in any grind at any time is if it's a diamond. And the reason that you want to leave diamonds in your main zones is because of the fact that when you have max level animals on your map, the game population will naturally balance itself out and force spawn smaller animals. And the reason that you want this, in case you can't already infer, is because of the fact that you want small deer in all of your exterior zones. So having max level animals in your main zones that you're not shooting is going to help you with that. Now people consistently ask me, do I leave max level animals in my exterior zones? No! The goal here is to fill your exterior zones with tiny deer. You do not need to leave max level animals in your exterior zones. Once again, just like leaving small deer in your main zones, that is backwards herd management, my friends. I really hope that clears it up for you guys. It's kind of my whole goal with this video because there's so much confusion around need zones, my bad, that I really felt like I needed to make a whole video on it. Now, I wouldn't recommend having any more than 8 main zones. You can have up to 10 without having too many at least, but 8 main zones is usually the sweet spot for pretty much everyone I know. I have a little bit more as of right now because I'm still shooting down, and well, depending on what the grind is, some grinds you just need to have more because it takes a while to shoot down. And you're not going to have like 8 main zones, 5 main zones until you get super herd managed, meaning that quite frankly, every other zone on your map is shot down to tiny animals. And I think really what's confusing a lot of people is they don't realize that, in simple words here, main zones, big deer. Every other zone, small deer, or small animals. Understand? And when you're, quote, shooting down your exteriors, which is kind of like an overcomplicated term, I guess I can say, because I know there's a lot of people who really just, I struggled to understand HM at the beginning. It's a very hard thing to understand, to be honest with you guys. It's one of those things that are so simple, it's difficult. That's the best way to put it. When you're shooting down your exteriors, you're literally just going to other zones besides your main zones to find any big shooter deer, because that's not supposed to be there. With herd management, you want all of your big respawns in your main zones, and you force that to happen by not allowing other deer to respawn in other zones by filling them with tiny animals. So that way all of your respawns are, as you can see, nice big bucks. Or nice big bears, because the bears won't shut up in the background, and that was my reminder that, hey, the bear grind exists too. I love the bear grind, it's so much fun. Let me know down below in the comment section, what grind are you doing and what's your favorite grind so far? Now, as for when to shoot those stacked diamonds that you were using to force spawn smaller animals, once you feel like the vast majority, or even all, of your exterior zones and your solos are shot down to small non-shooter animals, then you can go through and shoot your diamonds. After that, stacking really serves no purpose, besides the fact that it makes really cool YouTube shorts. Now, speaking of solos, to deal with solos, what I would recommend doing is first of all finding the solo zones. If you have, to say for example, a shooter red deer stag in a solo zone, I would recommend waiting to shoot it until you have level 9 red deer, guaranteed diamond red deer in your main zones. So that way when you shoot that solo, there's a really good chance that it could respawn as a non-shooter buck, which is the goal with every single solo zone. Now, when you shoot a solo zone, that zone will then vanish and respawn somewhere completely random on your map. Not completely random, it'll respawn within the premises of where the zones can spawn at. Like, say for example, mule deer can spawn on the left hand side of the map, so it'll respawn somewhere where they can be at. I'd recommend joining up my Discord server because we have hotspot maps in there, kindly provided by my friend ProXCK, for every single species, showing you when and where to find them in every single map in the game, including the new one, yes. So after you've shot that solo zone, the zone vanished, you're probably like, okay, what do I do now? You go find another solo zone, which chances are would be the respawn of that zone that you just shot, and you ask yourself once again, is this a shooter deer? Is this a fallow deer buck that has a maximum estimate of above 150? Is this a midweight or bigger mule deer? Is this a level 5 or bigger red deer? You guys see where I'm going here. If it is, then you shoot it. I would say it's all RNG or random number generation, but if you have like 5 or 6 diamonds on your map and you know where they are, you have diamonds in your main zones, it shouldn't be too much of a struggle to shoot down your solos. Because when you have those max level animals on your map, yes, it is most definitely still possible to spawn big deer, you can spawn more diamonds, and you can even spawn a great one. It's not like it's force spawning only small deer, but the vast majority of them are going to be small respawns because the game naturally wants to balance itself out. So there is a really good chance that, you're shooting down an exterior zone. It might not happen on try 1, but try 2 or 3, I guarantee you'll get some small respawns really fast. I really cannot express to you how much stacking helps with your grinding, and some people don't stack just because they want to shoot the diamonds right away, and I think that's a mistake which really prolongs their herd management. Now, another question that I get asked a lot is, Squid, how do I know if my map is fully shot down or not? Well, it's going to be very easy to tell. First of all, you're going to go to a few exterior zones and they're just going to be solid, like for example mule deer level 2 bucks, for red deer 3s and 4s, same thing for black bear, for moose it'll be level 2s and 3s. So it's pretty much just like you go to as many zones as you possibly can, and as long as you're seeing the vast majority of tiny animals, and if you see a shooter deer, obviously shoot it, then you're most likely pretty dang herd managed, if not fully herd managed. Now, I would recommend checking every single zone that you're not set up at if you possibly can, as frequently as you can, yes, even after you feel like your herd management is done, because of the fact that I have had great ones spawn in exterior zones, and I had no idea that great one was there for literally so long. The most recent coincidence was my crown rack whitetail great one. Spawned in an exterior zone, had no idea it was there for the longest time just because I was too lazy to go check my exteriors, went to do some exterior hunting at a stream one time because I wasn't getting any diamonds. Boom, great one, chilling there. Probably there for 3 months, didn't even know about it. I'm telling you guys, it is essential to check your exterior zones, and it seems like a lot of work. People look at grinding as if it's a lot of work. Look at it as part of the game. It's supposed to be fun. Just because you're not shooting diamonds like crazy, just because you're not getting great ones every 5 kills, I know that's an exaggeration, but people don't tend to have the patience for it. This is a hunting game. You're hunting in the moment, guys. And once that great one spawns, it's the best feeling ever, trust me. But hey guys, I pretty much covered absolutely everything. If I did miss anything or if you have any questions, feel free to let me know down below and I'll reply to them as soon as possible. For faster replies and for detailed help, I'd strongly suggest joining my Discord server, as my moderators in there can help you out pretty much instantly. If not, then myself or someone will get to your questions as soon as we possibly can, usually within 2 or 3 hours. We're on pretty much all day every day, so if you got questions, join my Discord server. We just broke 1,500 members. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already, as YouTube tells me that over 80% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel. And if you guys would like to see more guide content like this, definitely let me know down below. I know these videos are very, very helpful. That's my whole goal with creating them. And just to let you guys know, I do make casual hunting content as well, where I just play the game. They usually only average about 500 views, so a little bit of extra support on those would mean the world if you guys want to go check them out. But as always, my friends, my name is Squid. You're watching Squidster Outdoors, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.